Hi, good morning. Welcome to Business. My name is Darrell Kwao. Chairman of the Public Interest and Accountability Committee, Steve Mantiao, has accused the Jubilee Field partners, which have Tullow Ghana as a lead company, of using inferior equipment for the construction of the FPSO Kwame Nkrumah. According to him, they converted a used oil tanker into the current FPSO, hence the challenges the field is facing in its production. Currently, the Jubilee partners have announced plans for a 9-day shutdown for maintenance work in January 2020. According to Dr. Mantiao, the frequent shutdown for maintenance work on the FPSO could have been avoided.
There's a lesson to be learned, which is the fact that we rushed through the Jubilee development phase. And in fact, if you look at the equipment we use as the FPSO, and for which reason I believe it is going through all these technical challenges, was the fact that it was a second-hand oil tanker that was converted into the FPSO. Again, the engineering works on this second-hand oil tanker was rushed through. And so definitely you can anticipate that there will be teething problems. And these things seem to have actually lingered on for very long, and that has affected the capacity and the ability of the field to actually ramp up production. And if it shuts down, it may be for good reason. For instance, I would expect that for as long as the equipment has been given the challenges, we will need to replace it. And perhaps the shutdown could pave the way for a replacement, and that will actually enhance efficiency in the field.
That's a big deal. Someone would say, converting a second-hand FPSO tanker into an FPSO.
Some of us raised concerns at the time. I personally had to travel all the way to Washington to try to convince the IFC, which was at the time considering a loan application from Tullow and Cosmos, a total of about $215 million. Now, raised concerns about the propriety of the equipment that is going to be used as a FPSO, but these were ignored by most of the countries. I'm happy the US and a few other countries abstained from the voting on this loan agreement, but in the design of the final loan agreement, Tullow was asked to address some of the concerns that we had raised. Unfortunately, they didn't change the equipment.
Now, the Dubai Chamber of Commerce International Office in Ghana says trade between Ghana and the United Arab Emirates, UAE, is likely to hit $2 billion by the end of this year. According to the head of the Ghana office, Cyril Dakwa, the country's trade relations with the UAE this year has seen significant progress as compared with previous years. He spoke to my colleague Bismarck Awusa at the Chamber's end-of-year stakeholders dinner organized here in Accra.
Even though the Ghana-Dubai Chamber projected about $4 billion for 2019 financial year, it could not meet its target due to some challenges and new regulations introduced in Dubai. Cyril Dakwa is the head of the Dubai Chamber of Commerce International Office in Ghana.
There's obviously been some difficulties for local companies, and this came about as a result of the 5% VAT implementation in Dubai. There was a lot of confusion from traders with respect to that implementation of the 5%, so it caused a slowdown in trade. But we're hoping that once the figures come up at the end of this year, we will see a much better improvement on the 2018 figures, which was about $1.2 billion. So we're looking at probably about $2 billion for the end of this year. For 2020, we aim to work closely with Dubai-based companies. We're looking at bringing more Dubai companies to Ghana to interact with local companies one-on-one.
The event featured an indigenous business, Busy Bee Annie, winning a $10 million partnership deal to supply honey to Dubai. Chief Executive of the business, Asiome Adoboy, urged local businesses to join the chamber as there are more opportunities to expand and meet international market demand.
I believe very much that most of us here have either had a chance to visit Dubai or have the urge to visit Dubai anytime soon. But if this urge that you have is to go to Dubai just for the fun, I would plead with you to have a change of mind, because the country is a land of progressive business opportunities, I tell you, and I say this in capital letters, that is up for grabs through the Dubai Chamber in Ghana.
Bismarck Awusa, Joy Business.
That's all in a business. Up next is sports. Stay tuned.